Maishani mwangu umekuwa wema, kila pumzi nivutayo taimba fadhili zako. Welcome friends. Thank you so much. You can comment to let me know that you are here. Welcome friends. Karibuni sana. Karibuni. Thank you so much for joining me today as we go live. You can tell me if you can hear me. You can tell me if you can hear me. Thank you, Dixon. Thank you, Dixon. Kindly tell me if you can hear me. If you can hear me, kindly comment. Karibuni sana. Thank you, Kevin. Karibuni. Yes, this is a good day. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we are going to be glad and we are going to rejoice in it. Hallelujah. Karibuni sana. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sheila Waruguru, Lilian Mukibi. Amen. Karibu sana. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, Gertrude. Thank you for joining me. Karibuni sana. Thank you. Jared Rono. Thank you so much. Karibuni. Yes, my name is Catherine Kerero Jacob. Married to one Jacob Enos Odidi and a mother of one. Yes, I work at an organization called ChildNet. Mostly I deal with children, developing curriculum for children workers. That is what I do. Yes, hi Amondi Oliver. Thank you so much for joining me here today. So recently I joined Africa Online Vocalists, and this week, by the grace of God, I received immunity. And as part of our immunity, as the benefit package, we were asked to go live and talk about a topic on creatives. Yes, hello Kathy, hello Christine, welcome so much. And I thought about what I was going to talk about, and I thought about it hard. And I thought about talking to people about owning their voices. And I know when I thought about this topic, it hit me that I might be talking to people who have not even found their voices yet. So I thought, okay, then let me not just talk about owning your voice, but let me also talk about finding and owning your voice. Finding and owning your voice as a creative, as a person, just finding and owning your voice. Thank you, Mbaire Kamau. Thank you, Ivanya, Shiko. Welcome so much. And as we talk about owning our voices, maybe you can make a comment. You can write down on the comment section, what is your voice? What is the voice that you're putting out into the world? You can write your answers on the comment section and I will see them. What is the voice that you're putting out into the world? About a few weeks ago, I was reading a book by a lady called Terry Tempest. It's called When Women Were Birds. It's a very interesting read. For those of us that love reading, I would recommend that you go read that book. And this is what she says. She talks about how we go through life, living lives and feeling like we don't belong. Yes, Mbaire, the question is, how are you putting out your voice? What is your voice? The voice that you're putting out into the world. What is the voice you're putting out into the world? By your voice, I mean your creativity, your art. Yes. What are you putting out into the world? What are you putting out into the... When we say own your voice, it means you're having an opinion, you're vocalizing your thoughts. So what are the thoughts you're putting out into the world? What is the art that you're sharing with the world? What part of you are you sharing with the world? So you can share with me on the comment section. I'm going to read your comments. Thank you so much. Yes, today we are talking about owning our voices. We are talking about finding and owning our voices. And I can say that it has taken me a really long time to find and own my own voice. It has taken me many years as a creative to find and own my voice. And I actually always have the confidence to share a piece of my heart or a piece of my mind. But once I started doing it, I can tell you it is one of the most liberating things that I have done in my life. Just sharing my thoughts, sharing my mind. And today I'm here to remind you that your voice matters. Your story matters. You have a story to tell, and the world would be privileged to hear your story. The world will be privileged to hear you, to hear your voice. And yes, thank you, Mbaire. The voice of how people can reprogram their subconscious mind to live a phenomenal life. Wow. That's the voice that Mbaire Kamau is putting out into the world. The voice of people finding their purpose. Hallelujah. Wow. Yes. What's the voice that you're putting out into the world? You can share with us on the comment section. Wow. I can tell you this, when you find your voice, when you own your voice, when you share your voice with the world, it brings healing. It's not just to you, but also to the world around you. And today I'm going to talk about two things or three things. One, why owning your voice is important. Two, how to own your voice, how to find and to own your voice. And three, is it vital? Is it vital to own your voice? Is it important? Is it can you live without it? Maybe you can just decide, I'll just do what I've been doing, my job 8 to 5, go through the motions. Yes, is it vital to own your voice? And those are the things that we are going to be talking about today. Yes, welcome, Robert, Njeri, welcome, Sumiano, I can see you, karibuni sana. We are talking about owning our voices. And I can say this, I'm going to ask you a question. Does the thought of sharing a piece of your heart, sharing a piece of your mind with the world, does it scare you? Does it make you want to run for the hills? Does it make you break into a sweat? You can tell me in the comment section. Does just the thought of sharing something of your own creation, sharing your heart, sharing your mind, sharing a piece of yourself, does it scare you? It probably does. It is a scary thing. Because the world is a cruel place, my friend. So the world is a cruel place. You will share a piece of yourself, and the moment you do that, it gives people the opportunity to judge you. It gives people the opportunity to criticize you. It gives people the opportunity to speak against you. But the freedom that comes after sharing your voice, the freedom that comes when you share your voice, it's an awesome thing. Thank you so much, friends. I can see you. And I can say this, that we can be overwhelmed by the voices that are around us, the voice of fear, the voice of other people, the voice of even the inner voice that tells us you can't do it, you're going to fail. It can be overwhelming. We can even be overwhelmed by society, how society thinks we should express ourselves or not express ourselves, as the case may be, because society has rules. Society has created boundaries of expression, that this form of expression is acceptable, this one is not acceptable. But let me tell you something. When it comes to owning your voice, you have to challenge each and every one of those voices. You have to challenge each and every one of those beliefs. Yes, Christine. Sometimes you fear that you might become so vulnerable. That is true. Owning your voice opens you up to vulnerability. It's like taking a piece of your soul and showing it to the world. A world you have no idea how they are going to treat it. A world you have no idea how they are going to react to it. But I can tell you, there is a great freedom. There is a great freedom. Let me tell you, when I was 13, I wrote my first book. Some of us who went to high school with me remember the scenarios. I know there are people here who are punished for reading the book. Yes, I wrote my first book when I was 13. I was in Form 1 then. And I shared it with people and they read it. And in the school I went to, the high school I went to, it was a missionary school. It had very strict rules. So imagine a teenager who writes a book, and I'm just coming into my womanhood. So I write this book that gets read by almost everyone in the school. And when I went, somehow I got found out, and my parents were called, and it became this big case. And then one of my family members was so mad, she threw the book in the toilet. So you can imagine all that, my creativity. Yes, as a teenager, I've just turned into teenagehood. All my creativity, I've put it in a book. And then it was thrown in the toilet because it did not conform to acceptable topics, especially for my age. And that discouraged me. And I think after that, it took me so many years for me to actually want to share my thoughts with the world again. It took me about 10 years before I decided to write another book. And it was so discouraging, especially when it came from family members. I remember I received such a lecture, and my book was thrown into the toilet, and wow, it was very discouraging. It was very disappointing. And I stopped writing. So for 10 years, I stopped writing. I decided, okay, I'm giving up on writing books. If my own family would throw my book in the toilet, I am never writing a book again. But this, your own voice, when your own creativity, your art, it eats you up until it has to be let out. So at some point, I had to overcome that fear. I had to overcome that disappointment and write another book. And finally, I wrote another book. Yes, I did write another book. Yes, Christine, I wrote a book at 13. Yes, I was in Form 1. I love writing. And how do you find your voice? I'm going to give you 4 points. How do you find your voice? How do you find your voice? How do you find and own your voice? And number 1 is decide. Yes, decide. I'll tell you, there'll be millions of moments where you must decide to stare fear in the face and still take a leap. Yes, there'll be millions of moments in your life when you are going to have to face fear in the face, but still take the leap anyway. Fear really never goes away. It never goes away. But when we leap, when we take that leap, it stops speaking to us. It stops becoming the voice that we are listening to. I've come to realize that when we deny, when we ignore it, we actually put ourselves in line of the limiting beliefs that fear brings. This morning, my friend Byra Kamau was talking about failure. Was talking about failing. And I think one of the greatest reasons why we don't put our voice out into the world is because we are afraid to fail. But here is the thing. As long as you are afraid, you will never do anything. As long as you are afraid, you will never put out your entire potential. No. Fear doesn't go away. We need to learn how to work with it. So the first step to find and to own your voice as a creative is to decide that you will not let fear limit you. Is to decide that you will not let other people's perceptions limit you. It is to decide that you will not let societal rules of what is acceptable, of how you should express yourself or not express yourself, limit you. That is the first step. The second step is commitment. Let me tell you, when you decide to own your voice, it means going against the grain. It means you are doing things contrary to what is expected. That is what it means to own your voice. And it takes a commitment. It takes a commitment to take the journey, to decide I am taking this journey to own my voice. I am taking this journey to find my voice. That is what it means. I can tell you, it will not be a walk in the park to find your voice. It will not be a walk in the park to own your voice. It will not be a walk in the park. I can tell you that it will take commitment to not only stand up to the voice of fear, but also to other people's opinions. It will take commitment. So decide right now, right this minute, decide that you will no longer silence yourself. Decide that you will no longer silence yourself. Decide that the world deserves to hear your voice. The world deserves to hear your story. The world is privileged to hear your story. Amua, right this minute, make a decision, make a commitment. And the third way to find and to own your voice is to share. Art lives in every individual. There is no one that has no art in them. Every individual has art in them. Every individual has art in them. Hey, every individual. Welcome Betty, welcome Betty, welcome Shiko Mbogo. Karibuni sana. Art lives in each and every one of us. It is not an accident that you're here. It's not an accident that you're where you are. Let me tell you, I know that there is a deep well of creativity inside each and every one of you. And the reason why I know that is because there is that same creativity that is as unique as I am inside of me. There's a deep well of creativity that is as unique as you are inside of you. And the world needs it. The world deserves to see it. But sharing your art with the world is scary. Sharing your art with the world is so nerve-wracking. It is so nerve-wracking. Yes, you can share. You can share with me on the comment section. Comment. You can comment. Tell me what is the art that is inside of you. What is the art that is inside of you that you would like to share with the world? You can write down in the comment section. What is the art that is inside of you that you would want to share with the world? Welcome, Ankiriro. Yes, what is the art that is inside of you that you'd want to share with the world? Every individual, everybody was born with the innate ability to be a creative. Everybody was born with the innate ability to be a creative. So what is the creativity? What is that deep well of creativity in you? Somebody can share on the comment section. Tell me what your art is. What is your art? What is your art that you'd want to share with the world? What is, yes, Kate Drum is my namesake. Welcome, welcome. You are unique. You are unique. Hey, yes, share your art with the world. That will help you overcome. But let me give you a piece of advice. Maybe you should start by sharing with people you trust, people who will support you, because that will build your confidence in putting your art out into the world. There are people you will share with, oh my goodness, even before you begin, washaanza kukuambia mazee, I always make. Those kind of people, those are not the first people you should share your creativity with. Yes, because they are going to discourage you. Hey, they are going to feed into the doubt and into the fear that you're feeling. So don't start sharing with people who are not supportive. Don't start sharing with people who don't believe in you. Start by sharing with people who you trust, people who believe in you, people who believe in your gifting, people who believe in what you're sharing in the world. That will help you build the confidence even to share more, and it will give you the ability to withstand the voices of doubt, the voices of fear. Because as long as I have one or two people who believe in me, I go on. The problem is when you share with people who don't believe in you and they shut you down. Hapo wanakwambia, hey, US make kijana msichana, this is not good, this is not possible. Those are not the kind of people that you share with. And lastly, challenge all of it. Challenge everything you have ever been taught about how you are supposed to live your life. Everything you have ever been taught about how you're supposed to express yourself or not express yourself, as the case may be. Everything you have ever been taught about what is acceptable, what is not acceptable, what is culturally acceptable, what is acceptable in the society. Challenge it. Question it. Ask yourself these questions. Does it resonate with me? Does it resonate with me? Does it feel right? Does it feel right for you? Does it fulfill you? Ask, challenge, question. A lot of times our limitations, those things that limit us, most of the time actually have nothing to do with us in the first place. Yes, Kate, in sharing, we also realize that our choice of friends should be creative too. That is true. A creative is more likely to support another creative than somebody who is logical, especially those who grew up in our era where our parents were very logical. The only acceptable career choices were law, medicine, pilot, hizo. Those were the only acceptable choices. Logical. Ukimwambia unataka kuimba, aelewi what you're saying. Creativity was seen as a waste of time. Art was seen as laziness. Art was seen as hutaki kusoma. Wewe sasa maisha yako unataka tu upoteze tu hivyo. Creatives are more likely to support another creative than people who are not in tune with their creativity, because as I've said, everybody was born with art in them. Some of us just choose not to express it, not to be in tune with it. So challenge the norms, challenge the status quo, challenge it. You can share with me on the comment section. Tell me, what are the societal status, the status quo in the society that as a creative you would want to challenge? What is the status quo that you would want to challenge? You can write on the comment section. Thank you, Christine. Thank you. I agree with you. Thank you, Kate. Thank you so much. What is the societal rules, cultural rules that you don't want to challenge as a creative? Because they tell us there are things we cannot do. They tell us there is a way we should not express ourselves. So what are those societal rules that you would want to challenge? You can tell us on the comment section. Thank you so much. I see you, Christine. I see you, Kate. Asante sana. Nawaona. Thank you. Wow. And now, why is it vital for you to own your voice? I'll tell you 3 reasons why it is vital for you to own your voice. Reason number 1, true empowerment. True empowerment. True empowerment, true freedom comes when you choose to own your voice and to share your story with the world. It can create a radical healing, not just for you, but also for the people that are around you. There is power in owning your voice. True empowerment comes in owning your voice. True empowerment is found in owning your voice. It is vital for you to own your voice because you're going to be empowered. Reason number 2, fulfilling your purpose. Reason number 2, fulfilling your purpose. Yes, Mbaire, I agree with you. She says, I think we are silenced because art means you have the ability to think differently and question society, which makes it uncomfortable for those who want to oppress. Very true. Well said, Mbaire. Very true. we are talking about why it is vital for you to own your voice. Number one, you have said it gives you true empowerment. True empowerment, true freedom comes from owning your voice. Reason number two, fulfilling your purpose. Fulfilling your purpose. When you commit to find your voice and to own your voice, you are reconnecting with your authentic self. I think we are born into this world when we are real, when we are true. And then society molds us. Culture molds us. Thank you so much. Yes. We become so we conform to these molds. We were born true and authentic, but society molded us and molded us and molded us until now we are living. It's like living in somebody else's landscape. It's like living in somebody else's life. But when you commit to take the journey to find and to own your voice, you fulfill your purpose. You reconnect with the authentic self. You reconnect with that person that the Lord put on this world to fulfill your purpose. God put you here as authentic. A lot of us hear this quote that we were born originals, but a lot of us die for a copy. That is very true. Because we keep conforming and conforming and conforming until we have no idea who our true selves are anymore. Taking the journey to find and to own your voice, it fulfills your purpose. It makes you reconnect with your true self. And lastly, owning your voice is a revolution. Owning your voice is a revolution. I can tell you this. Creatives have influence. Creatives are very influential. When you own your voice and you put your art, you put your creativity out into the world, it inspires others to do the same. And that is how a revolution is born. That is how a movement is born. When you own your voice and you put it out into the world, it kind of makes other people feel like now they have the permission to be themselves. That now they have the permission to also own their own voices. And that is how revolutions are made. Creatives are influential. Because we own our voices, we can speak into matters in society. We can speak into lives. We can speak into people's lives. That is how we form a revolution. So for every creative who has been listening to me, own your voice. Own your voice. The world needs your story. The world needs your voice. The world needs to hear you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Motethia. Thank you, Byra. Yes, it is a revolution. Owning our voice, it is a revolution. We need it. We need to have a revolution of people that are authentic. We need to have a revolution of people that are influencing for good. Yes, Byra. Thank you, Ann Carrera. Thank you so much. Thank you, friends, for joining me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am honored that you joined. I am honored that you chose to listen. I pray that each of us will commit to take the journey to own our voices, to speak, to put our art, our creativity out into the world. As I think as Mom Helen puts it, we are geniuses. We are creators. Let's put it out there. Own your creativity. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Christine. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's own our voices. Let's own our voices. Thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, friends. Let's own our voices. Thank you, Mbaire. Thank you, Mbaire. Let's own our voice. Thank you, Lucy Wamushake. Thank you. Yes, yes, we must speak for the voiceless. Yes, Christine, I completely agree with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Charles Okwemba, for joining us. Thank you for watching. We must own our voices. There are those that need our voices. There are those that need our stories. There are those who have no voice. They need ours. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Christine. Asanteni sana. Thank you, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I am honored and privileged to have spoken to each and every one of us. Let's own our voices.